Hello. So this is the official video to announce Crucible 1.2 is now available. There'll be download links in the description and a link back to the Discord for those who are interested in that sort of thing. Someone did point out that I should explain what Crucible is. Crucible is a map compiling helper for Quake, Quake 2, and Quake 3. It tries to remove a lot of the drudgery that people have to set up on the command line. Some people will set up batch files, some people will use other compiler utilities, and my goal with Crucible was to create something that was as straightforward as possible. Right? You only have to set up a couple of things, right? Your tools and your paths, and then that's it. And then all the rest is just kind of automatically provided to you as drop downs and autofills, that kind of thing. So that was the main design goal behind it. So anyway, if you don't make maps for any of the Quake games, this is probably not interesting to you. But for those of you who do have that interest, let's talk a little bit about what's new here. Okay. Honestly, there's been a lot of stuff internally that's not really exciting, like this top bar is not clickable anymore, and clicking this icon will take you to the Map Center website and that kind of stuff. Just little things. In terms of larger things, there's now Linux support. You're seeing me run in Windows here, but the Linux version looks identical. It's got a few bugs in it in terms of launching games, but if you have a Linux native executable for your Quake engine, you should be able to smoothly use it. I'm working on getting it to launch Steam things so that it can use Proton and all that, but that's that'll be the next version, or hopefully the next version. But for now, if you have a native Linux Quake engine, you're good to go. Or for Quake 1, for example, you can use Iron Whale. They have a native Linux executable that works just fine, works just as easy as the Windows one does. Anyway, these buttons, I got a complaint last time where that they're not obvious what they do. So I've enhanced the tooltip to actually say what they do. And those shortcuts there, ctrl+b and ctrl+r, those will work from any tab. So if I go over here and turn off the auto run and I hit ctrl+b on this tab, it jumps me back to the compile tab. So if you're doing something, because the typical workflow is going to be, you're going to be sitting there, working on your map, you're going to be making targets and stuff over here, and then you're ready to build it. You want to hit just ctrl+b, jump over and compile it without having to click on the compile tab. Just a quality of life thing. Let's see, what else we got? Oh, yes. So the big change for this version, or one of them, obviously the Linux version is a big one, but being able to abort compiles. So now if I hit build, say on my RetroJam map, the progress bar appears, but now there's a cancel button. Right? If I pop that, it just stops whatever it's doing. That'll be super handy for those times when you accidentally hit compile, or you hit compile and then your eye wanders back to your map editor and you see that you haven't saved the changes and that kind of thing. And when maps get into later stages, they can take a while to build. So now you can build. You're like, oh crap, just cancel out of that. And that should work. That works in Linux as well. And the only other thing I think I've got is that, yes, when you run a map using Crucible, Crucible will immediately regain control. So you can keep working in it as the game's running before it kind of locked you out. So again, I guess that kind of falls under quality of life, but you get the idea. So anyway, this is a good, oh, wait. What am I doing? There's a whole new plugin that I did just for fun. So I made a plugin called the Tessellated brush. This works in all 3 Quakes. And this is like, if you're going to make some terrain or something, right? So you'll say, just put some dimensions in here, whatever it's going to be, and hit go, and then it says copied it to the clipboard. Now I'll jump into Trench Broom and show you what that looks like. Right, so inside of Trench Broom, now that that's on the clipboard, I can paste it into the world. and it gives me this kind of setup. I could just throw it into a group real quick. And then let me just throw a grass texture on it or something. But you can see now, you've got the setup to just start dragging vertices around. So this gives you a good foundation to build terrain, or if you turn it, if you turn this thing, vertically, you got a good foundation to build walls if you want to. And back in Crucible, there's a option here to alternate triangles. So we'll do that real quick. Hang on. Paste that in, throw this texture on, and you can see the difference in the triangle. Now we get kind of those diamond patterns. Instead of everybody going the same way, now they kind of go in these diamonds. Some people like to do it that way. Some people like to do it this way. It's really up to you. Crucible will accommodate. I think that's it. I changed a bunch of internal stuff with plugins as well, but probably nothing worth talking about right now. At least not until somebody else starts writing a plugin. Anyway, thanks for watching. And like I say, download links will be in the description. Thanks.